elephant friend. He's at Treehouse Waterhole, and he's just arrived. I'm thinking he's going to have a mud bath, so I just want to get us into a good spot. Yay, here he is. Slow down a bit so as to not excite him too much. And then I'm going to just loop down onto the other side of the waterhole and get a nice low angle, better sunlight. And we are going to get spoiled with some magical, magical views of him. Oh, this is going to be good, everyone. Here goes. He's busy churning up the mud with his foot there, you can see, creating the right solution that he can then grip up with his trunk and splay and splatter all over his body. I'm just going to keep quiet for a while and we can just listen and watch. As if he doesn't even know which part of his body he wants to cover in mud first. He's going on top, underneath, on the side. It looks like he's getting the perfect consistency churned up there. Hard to believe that he was resting those massive tusks in that trunk against our vehicle a few minutes ago. Hello to Lucy, Brian and Inga, who have just furnished us with some very, very interesting information. And that is that this is the same elephant bull that had a very close encounter with Tara Perry. I think he also touched the vehicle, possibly not as much as he touched it with us, I don't think. And that is fascinating. He's obviously got that very distinctive hole in his ear, which is a great defining characteristic. Now, what's further interesting is that it's not uncommon for elephants, especially elephant bulls, to go very close to female guides who may be menstruating. Oh, look at this. He's plunging his tusks into the mud. You're going to break dance for us? Oh, this is so awesome. Look at that power. Fascinating. Look at all the mud on his tusks now. Polishing. Yeah. As I was saying though, before I pulled off that very strange stunt, it's not uncommon for elephants to investigate very closely females who may be menstruating. Now it looks like he's coming to say hello to us again. Boy, you cannot do what you did earlier. No. 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 You cannot do this. It is bad behavior. Settle down, boy. We will not tolerate that ill behavior again. We are loving you being so close. No. No, boy. No. 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 Go on. Whew. He is moving off, but we are going to send you across to James. And we are probably going to leave him be now. Settle down, boy. Settle down.
All right, we'll just let Scott get out of that situation. Excuse my glasses, of course. It's very bright out here. We'll keep you updated as things unfold. But I'm sure it's just a case of getting out of there a bit more quickly. He is moving away from the elephant. Everything is okay. Fear not. driving down, well, much the same way that we were. I'm trying, of course, to match the energy of the sighting you've just had. Is difficult when you're, you're looking at a couple of trees. They're pretty harmless. They don't tend to have a go at us much. Termite mound. I suppose we might be able to get a soldier termite to have a go at us, but that one was closed. Leopard tracks, maybe. No, none. Find a leopard. Marula tree, very nice. Elephants like marula trees, of course. Anyway, we will keep you posted. Seems like the situation has died down wherever Scott is. He's now left the elephant and is all good. It's good. Interesting that elephant seemed to have a bit of a history with Wild Earth. Perhaps the same elephant, for those of you who are watching, that had a go at Tara Piri. The same thing, walked up to her, put his trunk on the car, and not his trunk, his tusk, and lifted it a bit. And then had an experience with Jamie where he walked up to her quite close as well. But didn't touch the car. So he's obviously a nasty, cheeky little I nearly said a bad word there. Cheeky feather. Okay, let's head back to Scott and get an explanation from him.
Well, Dave's heart rates and my heart rates are both skyrocketing, as I'm sure a lot of yours are as well. Words cannot describe what just happened there. Just the most fascinating behavior from this elephant. He's not being aggressive. He's simply being inquisitive. Obviously, 6 tons of inquisitiveness can be hugely scary, and even though he may not mean to harm us, he could very easily. That's why we did decide to start the vehicle, and what I did, he's just feeding gently over there now on the dam wall, as if nothing ever happened. At one point, I think I tried to push him away. That's why I've got some of his mud on my hand. He's also got all of this mud here from where he was pushing up against the vehicle. His tusk was literally right over here, and there's some more mud over here. That was scary. That was probably, well, it was by far the closest I've ever been to a wild elephant. Earlier on, when we got a whole engine between us and him, it wasn't as bad. But when it was just this flimsy door, which is essentially as thick as a tin of baked beans, and when he was right here in all his glory, it was terrifying. I thought he would have also responded to my voice. You would have noticed how I tried to escalate my volume and my voice to try and deter him. In retrospect, maybe I should have been a little bit louder earlier on. Possibly used the vehicle engine a little bit earlier on to prevent him getting that close. But I guess hindsight is easy to reflect on and say, I should have done this or I should have done that. But just the most fascinating interaction with African giants. And I'm very, very happy that you are all here alongside to experience that, because I do not think that is going to happen again in my lifetime, and possibly neither in yours. So a magical memory shared with many people. So good stuff, Dave. Bit of a baptism of fire there. Earlier on, when we had that young elephant bull close to us, right at the beginning of the show, feeding maybe a meter from the vehicle, afterwards Dave says, "Wow, that was incredible. I've never been so close to elephants." Well, little did you know, Dave, that shortly after that, we were going to have one pushing against the front of the vehicle. Shortly after that, one right here. Dave did a great job on camera there, so well done for keeping your head and not running for the closest form of cover. Thank you for not abandoning ship. And again, I don't think you will ever get to film something like that in your life again. So that is one to put in the memory bank in a very, very safe closet. And again, what a great privilege that we got to